welcome back to my channel. Today I'm opening up about one of the most personal and transformative chapters of my life. Something that I have talked about in my previous videos, but not extensively. I want to share with you how I went from being told that I couldn't get pregnant, even after failed IVF treatments, to naturally conceiving my kids. I know, that's crazy, right? No, it's not. So just a bit of background here. My husband and I had been married for over 5 years at the time. And whilst we weren't actively trying for a baby, initially we noticed that I hadn't fallen pregnant. Yeah, I know. When we finally started actively trying, nothing happened. This is always the case, isn't it? And we were getting a bit worried. That's when we decided to see a doctor. And the journey that followed was one of the most challenging experiences of my life, I tell you. After having our concerns and talking to the doctors, we decided that we were going to see a specialist, and we were advised to go through PGD IVF treatment, pre-genetic diagnosis, which I've spoken about before. Because I've got sickle cell disease, the goal was to screen for embryos without the sickle cell gene, and it sounded like a good plan at the time, and we were hopeful and quite excited. But unfortunately, despite going through IVF, I still couldn't get pregnant. That was devastating enough, but what followed hit me even harder. After the failed IVF treatment, I was diagnosed with low ovarian reserve, meaning my egg supply was significantly diminished. It wasn't enough, to do what it had to do. And the doctors told me that my chances of getting pregnant were only 4%. I know. So I felt like my whole world had come crushing on me. All the things I'd been told before, when I was young, about not being able to get pregnant were coming true. They advised me to consider, adoption or surrogacy. And I was heartbroken. Hearing that news felt like a door had been slammed shut on my dream of carrying a child of my own. It was one of the lowest points of my life, and I fell into a deep depression. But for some reason, my husband was hopeful. He kept telling me he doesn't believe what the doctors say, but after some time, I realized that I have to pick myself up, and I wanted to move forward. I needed to take control of my health and explore other options, if at all there was. So I started doing extensive research, which is something that I always do, looking into how my lifestyle and the environment might be affecting my fertility. So through this research, I came across this book, which I have spoken about before. It All Starts with the Egg by Rebecca Fett. Rebecca opened my eyes to a whole new world, and I tell you what, I haven't gone back since. She talked about so many fertility issues that women face, and many of those issues could be rectified and managed by just changing your lifestyle. I read loads and loads of journals about studies that have been carried out on women that are facing fertility issues, and how successful they have been by them just making simple changes in their lifestyle. I came across online forums of women who have succeeded even after failed IVF treatments, in their stories, just by making simple lifestyle changes and changing certain habits. So this was quite interesting and intriguing. And I discovered that, just how much the chemicals in our food, our beauty products, and household cleaners can disrupt our hormones and our overall health. I began to wonder, What if I could make these changes to give my body the best possible chance to heal and thrive? So, over the next 3 months, I committed to overhauling my lifestyle. And here are some of the changes I made. And this is not an exhaustive list. I changed everything, and I mean every single thing. I focused on eating a whole food, nutrient dense diet, prioritizing anti inflammatory foods, and avoiding ultra processed options. Yeah, I know. Big decision. So my husband and I replaced all our skincare and body care products with natural toxin free alternative, no parabens, phthalates or synthetic fragrances, no chemicals at all. And I tell you what, this has made such a massive difference even to the way I feel. I'll do a separate video of all the things that I currently use, because I've been using these for over 8 years now. Jason is 8, and it's been incredible, I tell you. I swapped out harsh household cleaners for natural options, chemical-free options such as Ecova, Method products. These are some of the common ones you can find in the supermarket. Baking soda and essential oils. Back then they were quite expensive, but now they're not so much, because so many people are aware of all the horrible things these chemical products bring. I got rid of all the scented candles around my home. I got rid of all air fresheners, anything that had an artificial scent. I got rid of. I swapped my washing powder, washing up liquid. I got rid of all the plastics around my home to stainless steel products. And I tell you, it's not an easy thing to do. So, you've got to be mindful. But I was determined. You'll be surprised how all these things impact your health. I practiced mindfulness and I prioritized gentle exercise to reduce my stress and improve my overall well-being. I'm not a big fan of going to the gym, but I was doing a lot of walking, little exercises here and there. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but each small change made a difference. I began to feel more energized and hopeful, even as I reminded myself to take things one step at a time. When you're doing something and you're hoping that something good comes out of it, because that's all you can do, you can only hope. And then something incredible happened. After about 3 months of living this toxin-free lifestyle, guess what? I found out I was pregnant naturally. No treatments, no interventions apart from my natural chemical-free intervention, just my body doing what I was told it couldn't do. After everything, after the failed IVF, the devastating diagnosis, and being told that my only options were to consider adoption or surrogacy. This felt like a miracle. And I was overjoyed. My husband was overjoyed. This was proof that even against the odds, hope can still prevail. If you have been giving similar news, I want you to know that you are not alone. I understand the heartbreak and frustration, but I also want you to know that sometimes the answers lie in making small, consistent changes that support your body. Because you see this thing right here? It's a wonder. I am not saying this will work for everybody, but for me, reducing toxins, eating well, and managing my stress were quite transformative. It reminded me of the incredible potential our bodies have when we nurture them, because we've only got one life and we have to look after it. I hope that my story inspires you to keep believing, even when the odds feel impossible. I felt it was impossible, but I had hope. I am glad I did, because not many people do have hope. If you have faced similar challenges, I'd love to hear your story. Share it in the comments below so that we can support each other, because I know that there are people out there who might be facing similar challenges. And if you have found this video helpful or inspiring, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, because I will be bringing more tips about health, fertility, and hope, because we have to have hope and faith. Take care, and remember, your body is capable of amazing things when you give it the right tools. I gave mine the right tools. I was told I only had 4% chance of getting pregnant, but today I have got 2 healthy, handsome looking boys, and I am sure that your story too might change. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.